Alexa, what is America 2.0?
America 2 is a single by the Midnight which was released on August
Alexa,
3rd, 2018 and which is 4
Alexa,
minutes and
what is America 2.0?
America 2 is a single by the Midnight which was released on August 3rd, 2018.
Alexa, stop. Okay. My name is Marcus Sykes, Black Jesus the Antichrist, run for president 2024. And the reason I'm running for president is because something called the Codex. It's a code. It's a unified code. It's a code. A unified code. It's a prime directive. It's based on the prime directive, and it's all just a symbiosis of algorithms and information that's based on, this new upgrade in the United States. Now, this new upgrade is based on technology. That's this new upgrade. It's a technological breakthrough, but it's also kind of on a spiritual level because we're talking about an upgrade into a direct democracy. We're talking about the upgrade into a direct democracy. This is an evolutionary upgrade based on the way that we are living today, based on also what we've done in the past. All the lifestyles that we had were different experiments on how to organize ourselves as humans. All this human activity, everything that we're doing, some kind of way we have to organize it to where it makes sense. To where it makes sense on a natural level, just for somebody being alive and having natural rights. We invented that because this is making sense. And then we have also the rights of everything in between that, the rights of animals, the rights of people. Once you start really articulating all this, it comes down to algorithms. And the algorithm is based on individuality, because life is ultimately based on individuality. You're an individual. Every animal and every creature in existence is an individual operating autonomously on its own behalf. So in a sense, it's a selfish way that life operates, but it's based on survival. Because we're all trying to survive. So there's a way to survive. There's a way to survive that is ultimately going to come out as the right way to survive. And that's an algorithmic number. That algorithmic number or code, it's a code, algorithmic code, but it's a bunch of information all synchronized perfectly. And that is kind of like the Matrix in a sense, the way they was thinking. It's kind of like that. But this code of thinking, of operating as people, when you put it all together, okay, this is what I'm running for president based on that code, based on basically the prime directive. It's just a simplified way of looking at the universe. It's a simplified way of looking at the equation of life, because really it comes down to be an equation. Because what is the algorithm of the United States? It's the Constitution. So we are all operating mentally by this algorithm. We believe that we have rights, a lot of us, but many of us don't have rights. We don't have the same rights because we don't live in a society that's equal. We are not living in a free society, in a free and equal society. That is not true. We have a vision of it because, in a sense, we know the algorithm. We know what works. We know what's right. We actually don't know what works, but we know this is working in some kind of way, right? This inequality, this master-slave, which is the program of everybody. Because right now, you are getting ready to vote for a Republican or Democratic nominee. And basically, it's a systematic way of slavery where you're voting for somebody to decide for you how you feel about something. So how you feel about abortion is what you're voting for, somebody that's going to represent how you feel about it. but they're gonna do what's in their best interest at any point in time because of the algorithm of individual liberty. Individual liberty, everybody is going to do just like any other living thing, is going to operate in their own behalf. Okay, they're going to operate in their own behalf, and they, you know what I'm saying? So they're not going to vote for you. No one is ever going to be voting for you. In fact, that's unfair to delegate somebody's votes because now they become a slave. So the government representatives are slaves, and you are a slave to the same system of slavery. It's just they are master over you. They are the master over you. They're your master, but you're still a slave. You're still a slave, and they're still a slave. So, okay, we're going to balance out this slavery by everybody slaving each other. This is the idea of what is supposed to work now today, based on post white supremacy era. This is post white supremacy era, and this is still the way that everybody is trying to operate as an operating system, essentially. But this is something that is new to us. Operating as an operating system is what we have started to understand that is going on. At least I have. We are operating as an operating system because now we have operating systems that can operate at our capacity in almost every place, in almost every point of the system. The algorithms are becoming so robotic. So now we people have to actually start operating based on math and roboticism just to compete, okay? Just to compete to the point where we need to start making sure that we build our foundation based on something that is like more algorithmic true, more algorithmically correct and true based on the truth. Now, the truth is what? The truth is, okay, the truth is that we are living things in a universe trying to survive. The truth is that we don't know of anything else that exists outside of this earth. That's the truth. But it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right because, well, we got a lot of Christians, we got a lot of devil worshipers, we got all kind of people worshiping whatever they want to worship. But the truth is just simple and practical, and it is and it is telling us reality. So humans, we like to operate in this master-slave setup where this guy is greater than he really are. So we are living in a dreamland. We living in a dreamland where this guy, he's so great, he's better than us. Why? Because he's better than us, because he can do better. So that's a dreamland because he knows he's just like you. It's all just equality. In the end, there's just a projection that he's better in some kind of way. But in reality, no. Something he's done can be better, but he can never be better than anyone else. He's just a regular guy. And we're finding this out socially as we investigate all the people that were our heroes. Just a lot of them are making mistakes, operating as normal people. Just we know that people make mistakes. So if people are making mistakes, and then we have to actually create a system and operate within a system that allows for people to make these mistakes. For example, smoking weed. Okay, something like that. That's a mistake. It's a mistake that a lot of people make. And if enough people make it, it becomes this delusional idea like that it's a good thing. But it's not really a good thing. It is what it is, though. And I mean, it's safer, of course. But in actuality, and this is why they've got the law against it. But no, we need to be allowed to make the mistake of making a decision that is counterproductive towards the ultimate algorithm. Because the ultimate algorithm is to be perfect, and no one is. So it doesn't make sense. And that is not how human development operates. It doesn't operate in a vacuum based on mathematical precision. It operates actually based on creativity and variation and experimentation. You know what I'm saying? That's individuality opening up an enterprise of abilities. Now, this is what happens when you liberate people. But when you have a slave master setup, then nobody's doing anything but either being the master or being the slave for whatever the master wants done. So every master is just going to be like, I'm making money off this. So all of these people are held up and cannot develop. Televisions, this and that, because no, there's only one way that this world works. We got this guy making all this money and y'all all working for him. So there's no room to create televisions, TVs, cartoons, video games. There's no room for that because the prime directive is what this guy fucking wants. It's what this guy wants. So that's like the problem of a slave master setup. It's a falsehood. It's a falsehood development. To say that someone is a king is a falsehood development. But it is very powerful because what are we doing? We're actually, you know what I'm saying, taking a choice by the people. The people are simply making a choice to choose that this guy's the king. That is a choice. So that is a vote. So that is power. The king is a representation of that power, of the power that these people have within their choices. So the vote is the most powerful thing, because right now, if everybody voted for me, and I am running for president 2024 to upgrade us into a direct democracy, but if everybody voted for me, then yeah, I am the president. That is the power of the people. That is the power that you have. And you cannot take advantage of it. You cannot use it. You can't use it. This is your first time to be able to use it. Just looking at me right now and understanding that I'm running for president to create that voice, which I call the voice of God, to see and understand and know this. Okay, yeah, that puts you in to the point where you exposed to the truth. You exposed to the truth right now. That's why I am Marcus Sykes, Black Jesus, the Antichrist. Okay, that's meant on a whole bunch of different levels, because a lot of people say, man, what you say is promising, but your name. And I'm like, no, because I am here to change, not just the United States. I'm here to change China. I'm trying to work with China. I'm trying to work with Africa, and I'm trying to work with Russia. Because once I get them together, then I got everybody. I got everybody else, because I'm trying to turn the world into a direct democracy. I'm just starting in the United States. That's why I do not want to be a regular president. I am trying to create a direct democracy here in the United States because it has the power. It has the power to create a direct democracy. And the will of the people is there. It's just, it has to be reached. They have to see me. They have to hear or understand what I'm saying. Okay, then you could create a direct democracy here, and then it has the power to actually influence the rest of the world into becoming a direct democracy as well. So it has to be done here. And that's the reason why I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? People like, go to another country and try it there first. No. Go do it smaller groups. No, it's not about wasting time when we're talking about technological advancement. We're talking about, okay, the fastest way to get to a, point B, is to go straight there, to turn your steering wheel there, and then go through that mountain, whatever you got to go through, and go straight that way. Okay, that's the best way to get there. And that way is me right now. Marcus Sykes, Black Jesus, running for president to upgrade us into a direct democracy. And I'm adding 2 new checks to the system is all I'm doing, because the United States is almost set up perfectly, but it's broken because it's just a bunch of powerful people fighting each other. The Democrats and Republicans who are acting in spite of you, and they don't even know what to do is the messed up part. They can't figure out what to do. Why? Because they don't know the consensus. They don't know the consensus. Now, I'm trying to create and bring you the consensus. No, I will create and bring you the consensus in 2024. Okay? The consensus is the voice of the people. That is your voice organized in every single demographic. Everywhere that you're paying taxes, you are voting on things and manipulating things. I'm talking about all kinds of things. I'm talking about pretty much everything. Okay, I mean, abortion, you are talking about abortion today. That's all you're doing, talking about it to yourself and your friends. And it's influencing who you're going to vote for when politicians talk about it. Because why? Because you can't do anything about it. Only they can. That's master slave. That's master slave. To do something today, you would have to become a politician. That's my problem. I don't want to become a politician. I'm not a politician. That's another part of my problem. I'm not a politician. You have to become a politician to get anything done. That's a problem. That is a problem because I know what to do, but I got to become a politician first? No, fuck. No. That's too many steps. That's inefficient. That is inefficient. We need to be able to do what we need to do immediately. And this is in America 2.0, we have a constitutional AI that translates all this information for you and translate what you're saying within the system correctly. So you as an individual can make a change. You as an individual can do anything any other person can do with the help of the constitutional AI, because everything that comes out of you is going to be correct and on point and done perfectly. It's articulated the way that it's supposed to be. And that's from every person. So a bum can veto the president for whatever reason. As long as it's legal, boom, the people can vote on it. And if they vote on it, then you just vetoed the president as a bum. So this system gives us that much of a communication. Having that much communication, that much a communicatability amongst all citizens, that equalizes us. And then, okay, now that puts all of our representatives in check. Every representative is now in check. And this is the crazy thing about what I'm doing, which is actually a dictatorship. I am dictating what, though? I'm dictating a direct democracy. That's what I'm dictating. A direct democracy. What is that? A direct democracy officially destroys dictatorships. It destroys a dictatorship because it is right. It's the people just don't do it anymore. It's a choice. It's all just a choice. It's an algorithm, you know what I'm saying, in your brain, basically. So it's wake up time. Wake up time to wake up. You still thinking like a slave. And I am sitting here, okay, just trying to, get the idea understood. Get the idea seen and understood, because soon as it's seen and understood completely, I mean, every person is sold, because then they begin to see what it is and what we're doing. I mean, we're at a point in development where it's not time to wait on this move anymore. It's not time to wait, because why? We have guys out here, corporations out here, creating robots and artificial intelligence, and they are aggressively using that, okay, as weapons. Okay, that is that they have at their disposal to help them fight their battle, help them fight their core battle. They're going to win most of the time. Eventually, these robots and artificial intelligence will be used against you, because people will use them.
Welcome back to sleep meditation.
Alexa, stop. Because people will use them to get the advantage. And they will find an advantage. This is going to happen in every direction that people are going. Okay? So now what we need is a protection system up for us. As humans, we got to come up with a system where we protect ourselves. Because just like dogs, there's a lot of people that can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. So we should all be just like a domesticated dog, well taken care of, whether we can help ourselves or not. So we're talking about an insurance policy that comes with a new upgraded system. We got to have an insurance policy, because that says that every person's voice counts. Every person's voice counts in this system. That's for sure. That's for sure. Every person's votes counts, because now we need your votes. The people in the state of Texas are joining a group together within this system, just like a social media system. The people of the state of Texas have voluntarily formed a group, because if they form a group and if they get enough people in that group, then they can control all the tax money within the state. So the Republicans by themselves cannot do this. The Democrats by themselves cannot do this. It has to be the people of the state of Texas, the consensus of the state of Texas. It has to be a certain amount. Okay, now y'all group so big that y'all can actually manipulate the laws. So eventually what the people of the state of Texas is going to end up doing is getting in that group. And because they're making changes for each other, okay, everybody that's a resident is in that group. And they are passing bills and laws and things themselves, the people, the individual people, and they're sharing it on this private network, which is the voice of the people, which is America 2.0. America 2.0 is a platform where we can vote and actually see all the truth of the real information of what's going on right now today in our nation, in our city, in our state, in our neighborhood. And we can see this, okay? We're talking like basic technology really, but to us high technology now, because we're talking about being able to see everything publicly. So if something happens, let's say something happens in New York, asteroid, not an asteroid, but something going down, right? Some kind of craziness, a fire broke out at a concert or something. Okay, everybody in the United States will be able to see that real time from all different directions, from all the public cameras that are in that area. Okay, we'll be able to witness anything at any time. At any time, all people in the United States can see the same thing in real time and confirm that it's real time being happening. Okay, that is the public eye policy of America 2.0, which is basically just public cameras, but they're only accessed by the voice of the people, by the people in their citizen capacity, operating anonymously. Okay, these are not the police cameras. These are not the FBI and the CIA. No one can get access to these cameras except citizens, because no one can access the system except citizens in their citizen capacity. So citizens can access these cameras in public spaces and actually visit and see and understand what's going on and know what's going on themselves. And it works pretty simple to where when people are in danger, they can look for cameras that show a green light or a flashing light or something to let people know that this camera is being monitored. You go in front of that camera and then they can see you. Then you can start texting these people and talking to these people in the camera that's watching you. So you can ask them for help or you can tell them what's going on. I mean, this is a security system for the people, okay? So that when something goes on near your house, you don't have to go out there. You can actually see and hear what's going on. And you can talk to the people in your neighborhood about what's going on anonymously, okay, on an enclosed, secure network owned by you and the people in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about, where y'all are. One second, we're having some technical difficulty. You know what I'm saying? Technical difficulty. I got to get some new mics because these mics give me a problem, man. Okay. Now, on this system, America 2.0. Hello. Okay, on this system, America 2.0, we are talking about a direct democracy, which is basically a platform of communication for all the people in the United States, for all the citizens. So we're picture something similar to what you're familiar with, Facebook, TikTok. Situation kind of like this. Hello. We have a situation kind of like this that's operating in a way where we are negotiating our tax money through our votes. Okay, so when you're voting on something on TikTok, it's a cat video. Okay, or it's this video, it's that video. We're voting on a lot of things. Why? Because our votes are very important. Our votes change numbers on the stock markets and everything. Our votes control everything. Our votes is the most powerful thing. Okay, but right now our votes are being guided towards brick walls, nothing. Okay, it's mainly based on entertainment. So your vote is being exploited for entertainment purposes because you want to be entertained in your free time, your leisure time from when you're not working. Mic is fucking. I gotta get another mic. Anyway, Okay, so your leisure time is what you are using. That's what you're using to entertain yourself. Entertain yourself to keep living the life that you're living. Basically, that's what it's about. You're watching movies with conflicts that would be, you know what I'm saying, detrimental to you. Makes you feel better that you're not going through that, and you go back to your life. And your vote is just used to manipulate money based on your entertainment. But now we need a platform where we have your vote based on you know what I'm saying, your policy of how you live it. We're talking about the government and the neighborhood and the city. We're talking about something that platforms the way you feel politically about different things, like abortion or the marijuana law or whatever. However you really feel as a person, now you can actually participate in actually deciding, helping decide the actual truth of that policy or that idea or that way of life. And I mean, America 2.0 sets us up to actually give us the chance to actually negotiate for ourselves what we want our lives to be, whether it's right or wrong, but as long as it's under the Constitution, as long as it's something that's legally sound. And that is what the constitutional AI is there for, because it's just like a calculator, like an artificial intelligence is good at, just calculating, hey, legally, is this a violation? Yes, you can't put this in there because this violates this law. And the Constitution will lay it out openly and actually negotiate with a person on making changes and upgrading and changing and actually pretty much legalizing whatever thing you're trying to change, whatever law or idea you have that you're bringing to the people. Because once you bring this out there, then the people are voting on it. And when the people are voting on it, they're sharing it privately and publicly. Because, of course, you have a private messenger, and that private messenger is private. That means we have the people paid for our privacy. We've created our own privacy. This is a vault of information that never can be touched by any law, by any physical means, period. There's no way to, that is a high treason, and it can never, the CIA, the FBI, no one has access or can get access. It's hands off, 100,000%. Okay? And this is belonging to the people. This is their privacy. It's a vault. So you can go into this private messenger and say whatever you want. You could be running from the police and be talking to your mom, and they will never have an indication of that and never know. And even if they did know, they can't get the information, and you can't go in there and take that information. It's kind of like a legal loophole, because a wife doesn't have to be forced to testify against her husband. That is a very dynamic legal strategy to actually do things. Same with this right here. Your privacy is here, and there's no loophole for that. There's no way, so it is a loophole itself. Here, the loophole is privacy. You have ultimate privacy. They cannot pull text messages out of here. They can't pull anything, okay? And the people have made this. Now, you can see anything, okay? Anything in any courtroom. You can attend any courtroom. So if any family member is in court, you can actually be there without actually leaving to be there. You can actually be there. You can see what's going on. You can say, hey, I pulled it up and I was looking. So now the judge is sitting there and he sees there's a green light. So there's people watching that. So now the judge is acting more like a judge, right? Because we are checking him. He is a part of the system that works for us, and we are checking him. We are checking him. We're checking every single representative within the government. We're checking all representatives within the government. We're checking them all. Now, you see, as you can see, the way the system is operating, we the people are creating a better system. We are creating a better system. We the people are creating. We the people are creating a better system. We're not leaving it up to a representative to decide for us what system is better for us. That's just a total different way. That's a total different way of thinking of the world and thinking of things and actually doing things. It's a totally different way. The way people are operating today is based on the idea that we actually need someone to do things for us. We need someone to tell us what the abortion law should be because we're not smart enough to decide for ourselves. This is why they're called elites. This is a name and a label and a word. An elite that tells you right there, master, slave. An elite is considered a master. And you as a regular guy is considered a slave. You considered a slave. You as a regular person just walking, you may even be a master, but just because you're walking down the street, you're considered a slave. In the United States, if you are an elite. And this is an inefficient way for us to operate as people. This is where the stereotypes are coming into play. This is where how much money you got is deciding everything. And this is where the capitalism gets out of control. And this is when, and then that's when we crash and we burn. But then we just started back over again, revolution. Another form of slavery. No, the same form of slavery, really, yeah, it's the same form. I mean, we had primitive form of slavery where you're just telling people right out you're a slave. I mean, it didn't matter what color you were. In the world, there were slaves. Most people were still slaves in some form or fashion. And that stops us, again, that stunts our development as people. It stunts our development as humans. We are at a point in our development right now. We have moved so far ahead, technological wise, and it has come to this point because we are ultimately following what's called the prime directive. The prime directive is survival within the universe. That directive is programmed into the software of every living thing. That's the software of every living thing, including humans. But we have a higher understanding, so therefore we have a higher amount of responsibility when it comes to the prime directive. Because we first of all know and understand that there's going to be an end. We know that there's going to be an end. Basically, it's years from now, a long time from now, but we know that there's going to be an end. Now, knowing that there's going to be an end, we also know that, well, we don't know if there's any other life besides us. So the prime directive comes down to basically, we survive. If we don't survive, then nothing survives. We know what the ending is, so we have to thwart that ending, and we know that we can thwart that ending. We know that we can do something about that at this point in our development. And so this is just the understanding part, the thought, the idea. Okay, now that we've had the idea, we have the thought, now we can do that. We can do that. We can practically start doing it. See, the first Jesus, white Jesus, okay, he was the idea. Black Jesus, I'm the real thing, right here. Black Jesus, the Antichrist, I'm right here. The real thing. This happens in a real way. Okay, it's like you had the idea, now you have the truth. You know what I'm saying? No, not the truth, but the practical reality of it. The practical reality, okay, then that's the real thing now. We have the real thing. Now, who am I? Marcus Sykes, Black Jesus, the Antichrist. I'm running to upgrade America into a direct democracy Because right now, that's the convergence of all technology. That is the only right way for us to go. That is changing. That's not just going to be for the United States, but that's going to be for the entire globe. This is a whole new way of life that kills all dictatorships. When you do all the math on that, yeah, we're talking about the father of practicality. When you talk about the equation of me actually running for president, getting in the White House and doing all of this, okay, then yeah, that becomes the practicality. That is the practicality of it happening. That is the way it practically happens. Okay, it happened. But again, first you have to have the idea. That's white Jesus. Then you have to have the real thing. So you have to have the idea. America 2.0, all of this. This is the idea. This is the new idea. It's not about Jesus no more. It's about the new world order. The new world order is, okay, America upgrading into a direct democracy. And I am the only man right now, today, standing on, you know what I'm saying, on earth that totally understands this and is actually pushing for it and has actually created the code, a dynamic code that is called the codex. It's a codex. It's a codified upgrade to the algorithm that puts man in his place as you know what I'm saying, a part of a system of the rest of the people operating as the voice of God, which is the ultimate check to the system, which is the consensus, which is all of our voices saying what we want now. Okay? That is a moving, you know what I'm saying, thing. That is something, that's a frequency that moves faster than what our government moves right now. When you're talking about all of us deciding on everything at the same time, we're talking about a brain activity now. That's what we're talking about. Right now we have what is essentially brain activity, but it's more based on a classical computing way of thinking. It's more of a classical computer way of thinking, where we're just going to put everything in line and let this one guy slowly deal with everything. That's a totalitarian type of mentality. Okay? This is an old archaic way of operating. No, we don't need to be standing in lines. This is not the 1920s. It's not the 1920s. We have to upgrade. We have to upgrade to where, okay, no, there's brain activity operating efficiently throughout the system. That means we have to be a direct democracy. That means everybody has to be able to, you know what I'm saying, has to be able to actually have privacy. Everybody has to actually have a voice. Right now, you have nothing within the Constitution. You have nothing. None of that belongs to you. You don't have the right to privacy. You don't have the right to speech. You don't free speech. You don't have a right. None of those rights. You don't have a right to a speedy trial. You're not going to go to court, okay, for like 4 years. They're going to just ruin your life for money. It's just it's a racket. It's a system of racketeering. And it's a system that's based, again, on what I said, on getting money, stealing from who? Stealing from your neighbor. Stealing. That's it. You can say that it's worth it because, oh yeah, we're making a better future for our kids, but actually, we're paving the way at this point to doom, because we can't continue as to do this system like this, to attack each other. As this system increases the amount of robots and artificial intelligence that people will be using offensively. It has barely gotten started yet, but once it really gets started, it's going to be very, 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 very competitive. It's going to become super competitive real quick. It's already overly competitive, super competitive right now. I mean, to have an idea right now and to actually try to try to do something about it, that is to go up against major $3 trillion companies and stuff like that. I mean, how are you going to do something? You have to pretty much submit to slavery to make a change, even in the, you know what I'm saying, the industrial world, in the technological world, in just the way that and this is becoming more of the way we live. This has got something to do with us and how we're going to live. It's the way this technology right now is operating is as exploitation. It's to take money from us and steal our time away, basically entertaining us to nothing, into nothingness, is what it boils down to. It becomes a waste of time because it's not productive in any kind of way. But okay, that's fine. We can have a life where we don't have to be productive all the time. We can have that, and we deserve that. But right now, to put production behind dead end situations, to produce something that eventually grinds people down, like something like TikTok, that is going to, if not done correctly, that is going to do the same thing that a casino does to a gambler. It's going to do the same thing to people. And now we're talking about mass amounts of people done like this. This is operating in the levels of mind control and manipulation. Okay? If that gets out of hand, then yeah, who knows what to do? Everybody's mind controlled and all that. So now we need safety precaution for all of this new stuff where nobody's being governed. Everybody's doing what they want with this higher form of technology, these higher forms of algorithms that are hypnotizing us and mentally manipulating us to do things. Okay, now the power structure has changed. No, we need to bring the power back to the people. There's only one way to do it, the right way. We bring the power back to the people because the consensus is going to be under God and ultimately be right. The consensus is ultimately going to be right. Now once we create a consensus that is secure, where all of our voices are speaking on everything, okay, we've got this system, then it is going to be the all-powerful check for every decision that we need to make as that pertains to we the people. And those are the big decisions that need to be made. We should play a part in the biggest decisions that need to be made. Just showing a couple of text messages from a few people online, no, that's not going to do it. And that is what television has tried to do. And this is why it's not working in the new age when it's come to moving information. They're too slow because they're not giving you access to all of it. On social media, you get access to all of the data associated with that information, all the text, all the comments. Now, on this system, America 2.0, when a person tries to make a change to the system, when they put out a petition that says, hey, I think we should change this. Hey, I think when a person says, hey, I think abortion should be illegal. Okay, when a person puts that out there, the people can see what her argument is and what she's doing. They can comment. Okay, they can vote yes or no if they're within the demographic. If they are in that group, they are in that demographic. But also, there are those outside of that group who are also in that demographic. Because if you are seriously a citizen of the state of Texas, then you have the right to vote on any bill that is going to manipulate your money. But you don't have to be a part of the group. But you are going to become a part of the group because that group can pay to buy you a house, which is how you're going to do all of your business with buying a house, because it's the new setup on how to buy a house. The new setup on how to buy a house is just a simplified way of buying a house, and everyone can do it. Everyone can do it because it's just based on a tax break, but the people are paying for the house through their tax money. And we're operating on this system together as a group. So now the people, when you say, is there abortion? There shouldn't be abortion. Then people are looking at what you're saying and they're commenting, and they're commenting, and they're commenting, and they're voting for and against, and then they're commenting. Okay, now you changed the law, whatever it was, you changed it. Okay, you went through a screening with the constitutional AI, then the people worked with you when it came down to actually creating the final draft of the bill. When you going through this process, you get the final draft of the bill, and then it's straight by the constitutional AI, it's screened by the constitutional AI. You changed the law. Now, that change in the Texas law, or whatever state law you in, that change in the law, okay, you can go back and see it forever. You can see what the people were saying. You can see what people were actually feeling about this law. You may not see, these people are talking anonymously. Some of these people are showing you their name, but you can see what the people are saying. You can see the votes right there on the petition. You can see the whole process of the law being changed right there forever in what's called the historical record, which is the database of all the changes that have made in the laws over time. And guess what? The constitutional AI knows it all, every single bit of it, because it's just a bunch of data. But you can just pull it up, or you can, just by talking to the constitutional AI, and boom, there it is. On the screen, boom, boom, boom. Everything you want to see, everything you want to know. Now, this is the platform that your kids are going to have. This is the platform your kids are going to have to understand what you was voting and why you voted something. This gives them an understanding of what they should do 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now. This is like, you know what I'm saying? This is like the most accurate historical record of all time that I'm talking about making here, that we, the people, will create. Because this is the foundation of a new way of life. A way of life that where, you know, every single person is equipped to the point where they can operate even as the president, but don't have to be a president. Don't have to become a politician. You can just do something. That's what, have you ever felt that? Like you just wanted to do something? Like you wanted to play a part in something? Something that meant right? Something that you believed in, even if it didn't? Didn't you want to play a part in something? Ever? You just wanted to be nothing? Forever you just want to be nothing? You just want to be a nobody? Forever? You want everybody to work for you all the time and decide for you all the time? You've never felt like you wanted to be a part of something? Ever? I think everybody wants to be a part of the United States. I don't think that everybody just here. No, I think everybody wants to be a part of the United States. I think the people that are here want to be a part of it. I think they want to play a part in it. I think they want to play the right part. I think they want to play a good part. I get it that it's confusing about what's right and what's good. I get that. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is the best you're ever going to get. Right here, the truth. The truth of what we, the people, we and everything right now, 2024, okay? This is a historical document that you're seeing right here, because what I'm telling you about America 2.0 upgrading into a direct democracy, it almost doesn't matter how I say it. It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I'm here saying it. I am here saying it. I am here saying what? Ridiculous talk, ridiculousness. You know, the ridiculousness of being an artist, the ridiculousness of being a black man, the ridiculousness of running for president, the ridiculousness of every single inch of the truth. The ridiculousness of why why am I voting? Why are you voting? It gets to that point if you ever sit and really think about all of this. Because now I'm convinced that it's never going to be fixed through these typical votes that we're voting for. This typical Republican Democrat thing is not going to, it's not going to fix the, you know what I'm saying, it's never going to be the answer. You didn't do enough just because you voted Democrat. You didn't do enough if you just voted Republican. You're not doing enough. You're not voting enough. You're not devoting enough power to the right things. This sounds crazy that your vote could be this powerful, but it is. A lot of people don't understand how powerful the vote really is. But in a system like this, we can't get too much done with our votes. We can make people rich, but we can't fix anything. And that's what we're doing. Right now today, we're just making people rich with our votes. We're not voting to do anything that we really believe we should be doing. And there's a lot that we believe that we should be doing. And if we voted on that, we can figure out exactly what we should be doing. If the question was presented correctly and everybody voted on it, we would get the honest to God truth. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know the truth? And this is a big problem. Everybody's confused on what the truth is. We don't even have any kind of real version we can look at. Because it's like all of the information is conflicting. Even dictionary terms is conflicting. Artificial intelligence is conflicting with us. Because there is no foundation for where is the actual truth at? Where is an actual truth? Where is a foundation for the truth? At least, as far as we know. We don't know everything, but we need a foundation that says exactly what we really do know. Now, a foundation for freedom, a foundation, you know what I'm saying, for to speak, a foundation based on security. I mean, a foundation based on, a foundation that is based on security, but a foundation that's based on we the people speaking. We need a new system. We need a new way to actually operate as we the people. Something that gives us the ability to be we the people. We are not we the people. We are not deciding nothing. And it makes absolutely no sense to me why people are continuing to accept this as a status quo and doesn't realize that this is an abomination based on the technology that we have available right now. I don't understand why people are so consumed with somebody that is obviously just a regular person underneath all of the fame, glory, and money. Why is a person more important than the problem or the conflict or the issues of more important than our kids? Actually, more important than our kids. Because to choose me to be your president, knowing that I am going to, you know what I'm saying, knowing that I'm in violation of your kids would be wrong. That would be wrong. If I am trying to run for president and I'm going to screw the world up for your kids, then you voting for me would be wrong. But we don't think that. We don't think that when we vote for somebody, we're thinking the other person is that. But the reason we think that is because of the way our politics is operating, which is based on campaign contributions and political theater. So everything we need done as people has to go through a filter of campaign contributions and political theater. This is getting in the way of every revolution. Campaign contributions and political theater. And it's all just political theater and campaign contributions. It's just based on one thing. Getting in office. Why? For money. It's selfish. I want a badge. I want a title. Something of that nature. It's all this kind of stuff going on. It's all of this going on. But it's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade America into what's called a direct democracy. A direct democracy gives you a voice. A direct democracy makes you a part of the system. I mean, it connects you to everybody. It connects you with everybody. Okay? Like you're connected, literally, to everyone. They say there's 6 degrees of separation. Okay, yeah, it's probably 2 or 3 degrees on here. I mean, well, that 6 degrees is easy to navigate on here. Why? Because, I mean, like, this is a private network. This is a private network. And it's highly controlled by the people. We're talking about the people establishing privacy for themselves. It's simply algorithm. Okay, everything that happens on here belongs to the people and cannot be opened. That's a simple algorithm. That's a simple decision. That's a prime directive that everybody is going to operate based on that. They're not going to do this and they're not going to do that within the government. So now you're protected. This police officer pulling you over is not going to try to break into that system. Some little investigator is not going to try to break into that system because he can't do that. That's like breaking into a judge's office and stealing paperwork or something. No, nobody's going to do that. Nobody in the government is going to do that. So guess what? Nobody's going to break into your privacy. Now, we the people need to establish that because all of our privacy is gone. It's sitting on all these servers based on all these companies with license agreements that we've already signed for everything, including this. Everything. Okay, everything. Everything you have that's online, all this and that is outside of your privacy. You still may have privacy rights over it, but it's exposed. It's no longer private. It's public. Now I'm talking about upgrading us. And yeah, this was just like me, Marcus Sykes, Black Jesus the Antichrist, running for president. Just having a, you know what I'm saying? Just like something for people to look at that don't know nothing about me, you know what I'm saying? Don't know nothing about this. This is me just actually exercising, doing like what I do. I kind of do speeches and stuff about it. I'm just exercising and then actually playing around with the ideas. I'm an artist and I'm running for president because I want to upgrade us into a direct democracy. Because really, I've done the math on it and that's the only practical way of moving forward. That is an upgrade to the way that we live. It's an experiment, but it's just because we don't know what's on the other side. And it's definitely a better world. It's like when you think of the Jetsons, really, how is the Jetsons work out? How does that work out? We don't know. But that's something like the way we are going to be living with a direct democracy. Because it's a more efficient way for us people to operate and organize everything that we're doing. That's all it is. And that's why I say, I'm the popular vote. I claim the popular vote because I am the popular vote. Because if everyone totally understood everything, I know that I'm not doing a great job of translating. And that's why I'm practicing right now. But if everybody totally understood it, they, no question, would do it. And I've yet to really find a person that honestly looked at it and thought like negatively of it and thought it was a bad thing. I mean, this is something that people always, this is something that people, when they look at other people, when they think of other people, they think that they're not ready or this is not for them because they are understanding. But yeah, everybody's ready today because you can say how you feel, right? I can say how I feel. So we have technology that can user-friendly harness our voice. So yeah, you're hearing what I'm saying right now. And and I'm not very presidential. I'm not very presidential at all, but you hear what I'm saying and you know definitely what I'm thinking. So you don't need, You don't need to, you don't need nobody else to tell you how you should feel about me. You should understand how you feel. And I just didn't have to have nobody explain to you how I feel. I explained it myself. So that right there, this right here is proof that the system that you're living under is out of date. Just me talking. Now, a lot of people, when I say that, they just think that I don't know what I'm talking about. And part of that is because reality as an artist, yeah, I'm a visionary, so I'm a little bit ahead of, I'm ahead of everyone else. So I'm thinking from America 2.0's standpoint. I am a citizen of America 2.0. I consider myself the first citizen of America 2.0. And it's my job as the first citizen, the first and only citizen, to actually try to run for president so I can upgrade everybody else. Because this is actually the upgrade. And this happens because, when you are a person and you focus on something and you work something out and you work on an idea, well, if you're an artist especially, you build and build and build and build and build. You gain character understanding, but it's pretty much like a syntax that you're creating. And this is the syntax that just came out of all the work that I've done, but it's mostly all creative work, as you can see. So it's outside the realm of most people. You know what I'm saying? When the concepts, the conceptual way that I'm speaking about this is just people don't see it. Then, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. They just don't see it because they're not as far ahead as I am. That's why I say, okay, I think, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm the farthest ahead. I think I'm the farthest ahead right now. Most important guy on the planet today, Marcus Sykes, right here. Black Jesus, the Antichrist. Run for president 2024, and my equipment is all messing up. My equipment is messing up, and this is just the stupid way that I do things, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta fix it. So I'm finna fix my microphone, and when I come back, it's gonna be working. So vote for me in 2024.